Hello and welcome to Business 216, Computer Applications for Business. This is our video number 6, and in this video we will learn how to create a business letter, and I have listed the topics that we will cover in this video. And we also have right here a picture of our finished letter. So let me close this and we can open a blank new Word document. I will use my keyboard shortcut to close this. Alt F4, and with that closed, we can see now we have our file explorer open, and I can scroll down and you can see right here my USB, and if I expand my folders right here, expand that, expand our class folder right there, expand the video files folder, and you can see right here I'm in Words folder. And this is the files that we created in the last 2 videos. So right here, we can create a new Word document. So in the last videos, I have shown you how to create a new blank Word document by either clicking the icon right here, or either coming here to your start button or to the search bar right here and searching the Word window to open a new blank Word document. But for this video, I will show you a different way how to create a new Word document and save it directly into the location of which you would like to save it. And you can see right here, we are saving our new blank Word document directly into our folder right here, Word folder. And you can see the file path right here. So I will right click on the white space right here, and I will click on new right there, and you can see from here we do have an option to create a folder. We do have an option to create Access database, the PowerPoint presentation, and even the Microsoft Excel worksheet. But we will create the Microsoft Word document, so I will click on that, and once I do that, you see it saves directly into the location of our choice. And from here now I can save our new Word document as Letterhead, and I will press enter to open that. Now we will need to create our letterhead, and a letterhead is a heading at the top of your letter which usually consists of the company's name, the address, and the logo. And for our case here, we are creating a letterhead for our class, so we will type our class name right here. And before we do that, I will turn on the non-printing characters. I can come up here on my ribbon, and on the home tab, on the paragraphs group, I can click on the show hide button here to turn on the non-printing characters, or I can use my keyboard shortcut, Ctrl+Shift**, and that turns on my non-printing characters. So right here, I will type the name of our class, Business 216. And I will enter 3 times to add my hard returns. So right here I have entered 3 times, and I have 3 more paragraphs right here, and you can see right here we have spaces in between our paragraphs. We do not need these spaces here, but I'll show you how to remove these spaces. And before we do that, let's review on the character level formatting that we learned on our last video. So if I select just that text, I can apply the character level formatting on that part of the text that I have selected. And to do that, if I come again right here on my ribbon and on my home tab, right here on the font group is where I would apply the character level formatting. And to open the font dialog box, I can click here on the dialog launcher right there, and that will open for me the font dialog box. The other way to open that, let me close that here, is use my keyboard shortcut, and you can see right here, if I hover on the dialog launcher, I can see the keyboard shortcut right there. So I will press Ctrl+D, and that opens the font dialog box. And right here, you can see I also do have an option of applying character level formatting to the text that I have selected here. I do have different font styles and the sizes right here. I also have the font colors right here, and I have the underline style right here, and I also have different effects right here. I also have the preview right here, and any changes that I make here on my font dialog box, I can be able to see the preview right here. And to show you that, if I click right there on the strike through, you can see that strikes through the text that I have selected there. I will uncheck that. And also if I click on the double strike through, the same thing, I can see the preview right there. So I will uncheck that. The superscript and the subscript also, they are up here on our ribbon. You can see that right there. You can also use the small caps right here. If I check that, you see the preview, or the all caps right there, you see the preview right there. And on the underline style, to see the underline color, which is not up here on our font group. So to show you that, if I click on any style right there, right here you can see the underline color option now is not grayed out, and I can choose an underline color that I would like. I will change that and put that back to none. We also have the hidden box right here. So if I check that box here for hidden, whatever is right here on my preview, or whatever I have selected here on my document, that will not print when I print it out. But if I uncheck that, it means whatever is selected here will print. So because we want all our document to print, I'll make sure that is unchecked, and I will close this right here, and I will unselect that, because the spacing that we will change right here, that is a type of a paragraph level formatting. So for the paragraph level formatting, I do not have to select any text right here. I can be anywhere inside the paragraph that I would like to format. So I'm making sure that my cursor or my insertion point is in the paragraph that I would like to format, and I can come up here to my ribbon on the home tab and on the paragraph group, and I can click on the dialog launcher right there. That will open for me the paragraph dialog box right here. So I will cancel that, and I will show you the other way to do that, making sure that my cursor is still on the paragraph that I would like to format, and I will right click on that, and then I will click the paragraph right here from my drop down list, and that, you see, again, it opens for me the paragraph dialog box. So right here we have the alignment, and from our last video we used alignment to align our document to the left and also to center align. But if I click on this arrow right here, and if I change that to centered, you can see from my preview right here that my paragraph has been centered. So I will return that to left. Right here we do have indentation. The left and right indentation here, if we apply this, it will apply to the entire paragraph. So if I click this arrow to adjust my left indentation, and if I put it at 0.5 inches, you can see right here on my preview, the indentation of my paragraph is changing. This one will apply the indentation to the entire paragraph. So if you would like to apply just indentation to one line in your paragraph, then you would use this option here, the special. So if you click on that arrow and you click on the first line, this will apply the first line indent only to the first line on your paragraph. And we will see more of this when we write our research paper. So right here we have the spacing, and our goal for us here is to remove the extra spacing in between our paragraphs. So we have the before and after spacing here, which we will adjust to 0, and this will adjust our spacing for the before and after our paragraphs here to 0. We also have the line spacing here, and you can see at default is multiple and 1.08. We'll also change this to single line spacing, which means we will have single spacing between the lines in the paragraph. And if I were to show you a preview of this here, if I click on that arrow and I click on single, you can see right here on our preview that has changed. And also I will adjust this, the after spacing, and I will put that at 0. And as I change that, you see also here on our preview is changing. So that was our goal in changing our spacing and applying the paragraph level formatting. So I will click OK and close that. And now you can see right here, because we had selected this paragraph, this paragraph level formatting has carried forward to the next paragraph, but it didn't carry forward to these other paragraphs because we had not selected that. So I will delete this. Now I will enter to go to the next paragraph. And you can see once I do that, I do not have extra spacing between my paragraphs. Before we insert a picture here to create a logo on our letterhead, we can see this word right here has a red wavy line. And we know from our previous videos that a red wavy line means that we have a word which is misspelled. But for our case, we know this is not the case. So we can correct this by adding it to our custom dictionary. So anytime we type business 216, it will not come up as an error. And the way we do that, if you click on your file tab right here, and then you click on the options, and then right here on the word options, if you click on proofing, and right here, if you click on the custom dictionaries, we can click on the edit word list right there. And right here, we can list the word that we want to be on the custom dictionary. And I will type business, B-U-S-N, and I will add this to our custom dictionary. And I will click OK. And right here, I will click OK, and then I will click OK right here. And you can see now right here, the red wavy line is gone. So I will click here on the second paragraph, and I will insert a picture for our logo. And to insert a picture, if you remember from our last video, you come here on the Insert tab from our ribbon, and then you click on the Pictures button here on the Illustrations group. So click on that. And then we will insert our picture from the online pictures. So I will click on that. And right here from the online pictures, I will type graduation and enter. I can see I have several graduation pictures here. If you would like to see more graduation pictures, you can uncheck that box. But for us, I will go on and select this second picture right here. You can choose any picture that you like here, but for our case, I will double click that to insert. And if you do not want to double click, you can click on that once and then you click insert. So I will double click that, and that inserts our picture. So right here, we can see on our picture, we have a sentence right down here that we do not need. So I will click anywhere in that sentence, and that enables me to see the dotted lines right there. And then I will click on that dotted line and will make that solid. And I will press delete on my keyboard and I will delete that. And now I can resize my picture. You remember I showed you how to resize your picture from video number 5. And I'm resizing that to the size that I would like it to be. And that looks perfect. So now we see right here, we have the layout options. And if I click on that, you can see our picture is in line with text, which is what we want. So I will close that and I will press end on my keyboard. And that takes me to the end of my picture. And I can now type our address right here. Class of 2022, comma, Highline College, comma, Des Moines, Washington, and our zip code. I'll put a full stop there, and then I'll type our email, business216team@highline.edu. The next thing that I would like to do to complete our letterhead is add a line to separate the letterhead here and our letter. And while doing that, you do not want to select all that and come up here to the font group and then click on the underline, or either click on this arrow and select a style of underline right there. That is not efficient, because if you change your margins or if you delete any word add from here. So if I add that line there, and if I come here and I delete any words from there, so if I delete that, you can see my line is changing and it's not aligning with my margins. So I do not want you to apply the borderline like that. So I will Control Z to undo that. Control Z to undo that line. The other thing that I don't want you to do is to apply the line by drawing a shape. So most people come to the Insert tab right there, come to the shapes there, and then get the line over there, and then draw a shape right there to underline that. But this is not efficient, and as you can see right here, you may end up drawing a line that is not straight, which is not efficient. And also, when you change the margins to your document, this might end up not aligning correctly with the margins that you select. So it is not an efficient way to underline your letterhead. So I will Control Z to undo that. I show you those different ways because I do not want you to do that on your test or at any time if you have to create your own letterhead or at your workplace. I don't want you to do that because it is not efficient. So now I will show you the efficient way to have a line that will separate the letterhead with your letter. So because this is a paragraph level formatting, I will just bring my insertion point or my cursor anywhere in that paragraph, and I will come to my ribbon on the Home tab and on the paragraph group right here, and I will click on this button right here on the borders button. I will click on that and I will choose the bottom border right there. So now right here you can see we have our bottom border, and if I want to change my margins here, this will adjust and it will be correct and aligned together with our margins. So to show you that, I'll click on the layout right there and I'll click on the margins, and I will change that to narrow, and you can see that changes and aligns the same way with our margins. And if I change that again and I click moderate, you can see the same thing, it aligns with our margin. So I will Control Z, and have that back to normal margins. So we have our letterhead created here, and I will Control S to save that, and I will close this. So Alt F4 to close this, and you can see we have our letterhead right here. And I see I did not type this correctly. I have an R, but that should be a D, and so I will press F2 to rename this, and then press the End key and use my left arrow to bring my cursor just right after the letter R, and I will backspace that and I will type D and enter. So I have typed that correctly now. Our goal is to create a template. So instead of creating a letterhead from scratch every time we write a business letter, we will open this and save this as a template. So I will double click to open that. And the good thing about saving this letterhead as a template is that we will use it for all our letters, which will save us time instead of creating all this letterhead that we did from scratch every time that we write a letter. And it will also help us to maintain the accuracy and the consistency on all our letters. So to save this as a template, I will use my keyboard shortcut F12, and I can see right here my file path is correct. So what I will do, I would like to just change the extension type. I'm keeping the file name as the same, letterhead, and I will come here to the extension type and click on that arrow, and I would like to change this to a template. Right here we have a .docm, which is a macro enabled Word document. We also have a Word 97 2003 document. This is an earlier version of Word, and we have our Word template here. So right here you can also see we have a Word macro enabled template, but for our case we are not creating any macro enabled template. We just need a Word template, a .docx, and I will click on that. And once I do that, you can see the template is saving in a different file path right here. it's defaulting into the custom office templates. So anytime you're saving your file as a template, whether it's a Word document or whether it's an Excel worksheet that you're saving as a template, make sure that you're confirming the default, and you have to change that and save to the location where you would like to save your template in. So for our case, I will scroll down right here and I will select our folder right there and expand that for the quarter and expand that for our class and expand that for the video files. And I know we are saving this in the Word folder, so I will click on that. And I can see right here our filter option. We do not have any other template in our folder, and that's why we cannot see any other file here. So the name is staying the same, the location is correct, and we are also saving with that extension type. So I will press enter, or I can click save. And once we do that, we can see right here we have that saved as a .docx. We do not want to make a mistake and type anything here, because if we do and we save that, that means we are saving these changes that we have made in our template, which is not what we want. We want our template only to consist of just the letterhead. So I will backspace that, or I will undo that, Control Z, and undo that. And I'm making sure I'm saving that, so Control S. So I will close this and I will open this as a Word document, not as a template. So Alt F4 to close that. And you can see right here we have the letterhead as a .docx, which is our template. And we also have the one that we had created earlier, which is a .docx. Now we'll open the template, because this is what we want to work with to create our letter. And to open that, once it is selected, I can either press enter or I can double click on that. And what a template does, it creates a copy of itself when you open it. And you can see right here, it has opened for us a new Word document. And this is what we want to create our letter. So if we type anything here and we save, of course, this will open for us the Save As dialog box. And what that means is that we will be saving this document as a new file, which is what we want. So the first thing, before I type anything here, I will save this document as our letter. So F12 to save that. And you can see once I F12 to save that, the template doesn't recognize the location where we had saved it, since it is opening as a new file or as a new Word document. So I will scroll down to search our location, and right there is the name of our folder. So I'm expanding that, and I'm expanding that, and I'm expanding that. And right here I can see our Word folder, which is where we would like to save it. So I will click on that, and I will save this as letter to business department. And you can see now we have the correct location. You can see the file path there. We have given our file the correct name, and we also have the correct extension type there. So I will go on and press enter or click save. And now we can start typing our letter right here. In this video, we will create two business letters. One that is a block style business letter, where we will align our date to the left, and we will also create a business letter that have a standard mark, and we will align our date to the 3.5-inch mark right here. And to insert our date, we have different formats that we can use. We can either enter the hard return 1 to 6 times, and for our case here, I'll backspace that. For our case here, we will do 2 hard returns, and then we will type our date from there. The first example that we will do, we will have a standard mark and align our date to the 3.5-inch mark right here, and we will use the tab feature to do that. And on my left side right here, you can see this L right here. That's the left tab. So once that is selected as a left tab, I can come up here to my ruler and I can click on that mark there for 3.5. If your ruler is not showing, I showed you on the last video how to show your ruler. You can simply go to your ribbon and on the view tab and on the show group, to show the ruler, you just check on the ruler box. So we have our 3.5-inch mark there. And so because this is a paragraph level formatting, I will tab right there. And once I tab right there, you can see my paragraph mark is right there at 3.5-inch mark. So the other way to add our tab feature, I will undo that. So Control Z to undo that. And I will remove our tab feature from there. By default, the tab feature is set to 0.5 inches and you can see right there. So it is not efficient if we were to tab up to 3.5. So I will Control Z and undo that. And as I said, I will show you how to add the tab feature in a different way. And as this is a paragraph level formatting, then we need to go to our ribbon and our home tab, and then on the paragraph group, click on the dialog launcher right there, which will open for us the paragraph dialog box. And right here, you can see the tabs button. So if I click on that, I have opened the tabs dialog box right here. And you can see my alignment is on the left, which is what I want. If I would like it to be on the right, I can click that right there. And when I tab, my tab feature will be coming from the right side right here. But for our case, we need it on the left. And right here, you can also see by default, it's 0.5 inches. So for our case here, we will type 3.5 as this is what we want our tab position at. And then I will click OK. And once I do that, you can see the tab feature right there at 3.5 mark. So I will tab to 3.5-inch mark and I will insert our date. And you can remember from our last video, to insert our date, you go to the Insert tab on your ribbon and then you click on the date and time here on the text group. But we learned the keyboard shortcut to do that, which is Alt-N-D, and we have our date inserted right there. And we can select the format that you would like. So I'm selecting that format. And right here, we have the update automatically. So if you would like your date to update automatically, you can check that box. I will check that box to show you how that is. So I will check that and I will click OK. And once I hover on my date right here, since I checked the update automatically box, I can see the gray shading on my date, which means this date is updating automatically. And if I right click that, you can see the update field right there, which means there's some stuff happening behind the screen. And if I click that, I have the update button, but that's not what we want for our letter, since we do not want our letter to update the date automatically. We want our letter to have a historical date of that particular date that we will write our letter. So I will Control Z to undo that, and I will use the keyboard shortcut again, Alt-N-D, and I will choose the format that I would like for our letter. And then I'll make sure that I uncheck that box and then click OK. And right here, if I hover on my date, now you do not see that gray shading. So that's what we want for our letter. The next thing we would like to add is our inside address. And for the inside address, we can have 3 to 8 hard returns. But for our case, we'll only have 3 hard returns. So I will enter 1, 2, 3, and now we will type our inside address. And this is the address of the person we are addressing this letter to. For our letter, we are addressing that to the business department. So I will type business department faculty and enter and type Highline College. So if I do not want to type my address here, I can go to the Highline College website and get the address and copy that there. I will open the Highline College website on my web browser. And I have the Highline College website up here. And to go to the bottom or to the end of this page, I will press end on my keyboard. And right here, I'm at the bottom of my page. And I will select my address right there. Control C to copy that. Alt Tab to go back to my letter. And I can either Control V to copy my address here, or I can come up here to my home tab right there and click on the paste button right there and then click on keep text only, or I can make sure that my cursor or my insertion point is at the point where I would like to insert my address, and I will right click that. And I can see right here I also have the keep text only right there, so I can also use that. Or I can Control V and I have my smart tag right there. I can click on that and I can click keep text only. So the other way to do that, I will delete that address and I will delete Highline College. And I will bring my cursor right here at the end of the word faculty. To add my inside address, I will press Shift Enter to add a soft return. And what the shift return does, it adds a line break here, and that ensures that you're not having any gaps between your lines. And it is also called the soft return or the line break. So I will type right here Highline College, shift enter to 400 South to 40th Street. Shift enter, Des Moines, Washington 98198. And for this one, before I type our greeting, I will use the hard return, so I will enter 2 times. And now here I can type our greetings, and I will type Dear Business Faculty. So now if we are being casual in our letter, we can type a comma. But since our letter is not casual, our letter is formal, I will type my double colons right there, and then I will enter and enter 2 times. And now I can start typing our letter. For a business letter, it can be more than 1 paragraph, but for us, we will only type a short business letter. And I will type a second paragraph. And to type our closing, I will enter 2 times. And since we have our tab here already, and since that was a paragraph level formatting, that means it's carrying forward to every paragraph. So if I tab, you can see that right there, it's really perfect and it's aligning very nicely to the 3.5 inch mark. So I will type here sincerely, comma, and to leave a space for a signature, this can be 3 to 5 hard returns. And for our case here, I will enter 5 hard returns. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And then I will tab and I will type our name. So for us here, we will type business 216 team. And again, I will use the soft return, shift enter, and I will tab. So for our business letter here, we will just type class of 2022. And now we have finished creating our business letter. And you can see we have the standard mark that has aligned our date and our closing to the 3.5 inch mark right there. So I will save this Control S to save that. And now I would like to show you how to create a blog style business letter. So we will use this same letter. We will not type another letter. So since I have saved that as a letter to business department, I will now again use F12 and save this as a new file. So F12, and I can see the file path right here. This is the correct location where I would like to save this. And right here, I would like to change the name of our file. I will type blog style letter to business department. I'm keeping the same extension, so I will press enter to save that. And now once this is saved, I can make the changes and save this as a blog style business letter. As you can see right here, and as we know, this is a paragraph level formatting, and we know this has carried forward to every other paragraph after this paragraph that we inserted the date. So we would like to change this and remove our tab feature. So I have to make sure I'm selecting that paragraph that we added the paragraph level formatting on, and I'm pressing the shift key and I'm clicking to the end of my letter to select all that. And you can see I have selected from the point where I added my paragraph level formatting up to the end of the letter, and I will come up here to remove the tab feature. So I will just drag it out just like that, and you see the tab feature is gone. And you can see right now here I only have the default tab right there. So I will click anywhere to unselect my letter right there. And right here I will come just before Saturday and I will backspace that. And I'll come right here at sincerely paragraph and I will backspace that. And again, I'll come right here and backspace that in the end right here and backspace that. And you can see now my letter is in the blog style business letter format. So I will Control S to save that. And now we have created two letters. One that is a blog style business letter, and another one where we have aligned our date and closing with a standard mark by using the tab feature, and we set our left tab to stop at 3.5 inches. So in this video, we have also learned how to create a letterhead right there. We inserted our picture and we also added a line to separate the letterhead and the letter. So I will close this and I will show you in case you would like to edit your template how you would do that. So I will close that, Alt F4 to close this. And you can see right here on our folder, we do have the first letterhead here that we created. We also have the letterhead as a template, and we also have the letter that we have aligned our date and our signature on the standard mark, and we also have our blog style business letter right here. So I will show you how to open a template and make changes to a template. And to do that, I'll have to open a new Word document. So I'm clicking on my icon right here and I will escape to open a new Word document. So when I'm right here, I can come up here on my File tab and I will click on that. And then I will click Open and I will click Browse right here. The other thing I can do, I can use the keyboard shortcut Control O, and that still will open for me the backstage view. And I can see right here, I can come down here and click Browse. And once I do that, I can see the extension right here is on all files. So I will scroll down to the location where I have saved my template. And I see that right there. So I will expand that. And I will expand this folder because this is where I have my template. And expand our class folder right there, and then expand the video file right there, and we have saved this in our Word folder. So I will click to open that, and we can see now we have the template right here. If you do not see your template right here, you might want to change your extension view right here. So if you click on that arrow right there, you can be able to select all files right there, or you can select all Word documents, but I would prefer you select all files because you'll be able to see all files that have different extension types. So I'll keep that all files open right there, and I'll come up here on my template and I will click that to open that. I will either press enter or select that and click open, or I can even double click that to open my template. And once I do that, you can see up here I have that opened as a template. You can see the letterhead.dotx. So to make any changes to my template, I will make the changes to the Business 216 theme right here. So I will triple click to select that paragraph. And when I do that, you see it has selected the paragraph mark. So I do not want to select the paragraph mark. So what I will do, I will bring my cursor or my insertion point at the beginning of that paragraph, and then I will hold down Shift and I will use my right arrow to select the characters, making sure that I'm not selecting the paragraph mark. And if I do that, I can use the left arrow to unselect that. I would like to change that to size 15. So I will use the control in the square bracket. And as I do that, you can see right here on the font size, it's changing. And I will press that. I will keep that at 15. And I would also like to bold that. So right here, I can click on the bold, or I can use the keyboard shortcut, Control B, and that will bold that. And I will click anywhere to unselect that. And you can see now we have made changes to our letterhead. So I will save this, Control S to save that. I can see that has saved as a template. And with that, we have come to the end of our video number 6, where we have learned a lot of good skills of creating our business letter and also creating our own template. So thank you, and I will see you in the next video.